Hi, I'm Jasmine from My Sisters, and in honor of National Black HIV/AIDS Awareness Day, which is on February 7th, I'm here with Cecilio, who works for Alpha, and he's going to explain the testing process to me. But first, can you explain what Alpha is and what you do?
Sure. Well, I am the lead health educator with Alpha. Alpha stands for AIDS Leadership Hills Area Alliance. We're the only HIV/AIDS nonprofit in this area. We serve 9 counties. We serve Alexander, Allegheny, Ashburn, Caldwell, Catawba, Lincoln, Watauga, and Wilkes counties. Within those 9 counties, we provide free medical case management to individuals living with HIV/AIDS. We currently serve 183 HIV-positive clients. They range in age from 2 14-year-old girls all the way up to a 72-year-old widow. We also provide free and confidential HIV testing, which we'll be talking about later on. We're able to test any individual 13 years of age or older without parental consent. It is a finger stick test, but it's also a rapid test, so you will get your results in 10 minutes, and it's 99.7% accurate. Another thing that we do is we provide prevention education to the community. So we're going to prisons, schools, churches, wherever the community feels there's a need for education, we'll go and we'll educate people so that they can reduce their risk of getting HIV and educate others.
What's all of this?
Alright, so what I have here is whenever someone gets tested at Alpha, we always have to have them complete what we call an informed patient consent. That document just states that, one, they're allowing us to perform the test, that we've answered any questions they have about the test, and it also gives them an opportunity to refuse to have the test performed, because North Carolina is what we call an opt-out state, and that's one of the requirements. We must notify any individual before we do the HIV test, the testing.
Okay.
And we have to get their permission. So even if it's your physician, they also have to have you complete an informed consent, but sometimes they combine it with other documents, so you may not necessarily know exactly what it is.
Okay.
But that's the first thing we have to have them do. Alright, after that, we have to get some identifying information, and I'll go through the paper with you to kind of show you what information we need. So first we'll start with your last name. So what is your last name? Okay. Your first name?
Jasmine.
Okay. And your date of birth, starting with your month.
5, 6, and 9.
And how old are you?
19.
Okay. And the reason we need that little bit of information is that's how we create an ID number to mark everyone's file, because again, our testing is confidential. So the ID number consists of the first initial of the last name, first initial of the first name, the date of birth, and a 2 because you're a female. If it was a male, it would be 1. Right? Good. So are you pregnant?
No.
Are you of Hispanic descent?
No.
What county do you reside in? Okay. Have you ever had an HIV test before?
No.
Do you remember the month and year?
March or no?
Okay. And have you ever been tested at Alpha before?
No.
Okay. Alright, so after we go through that information, then we have to ask a series of questions to just help us to determine their risk. So I'm just going to go through some of them, and I'm not going to ask you all of them. But the first question we ask is, are you a man who has sex with men? We shy away from asking if you're gay or you're a homosexual male, because some people don't identify as being gay or homosexual, but they do have sex with men. So that kind of goes back to what you said when we were discussing before we started videotaping about the down low concept, where men live not an open life as a heterosexual male, but behind the door they're still having sex with men. We also ask if they're having sex with women, if they're an injection drug user. We ask them if they have or have had a sexually transmitted disease, because of the presence of an STD makes it easier for someone to get HIV. We ask them if they're a survivor of domestic violence or sexual assault, if they've traded sex for drugs, alcohol, money, or shelter, if they've had multiple partners, or what type of drug use they've had. The reason, again, I said that we get that information is going to determine their risk, but also another part of the whole process is referring individuals to seek any additional care they may need or services they may need. So based on their risk, we can determine if we need to discuss condoms, the barriers, or provide them with free condoms. If they're survivors of domestic violence, we can try and connect them with like a crisis center or some type of organization that provides services for those individuals. And then after that, we have them read the informed consent, which I stated before just allows them to know to agree to being tested or to either disagree. And it also lets them know what will happen in the event that the test comes back preliminary positive or if the test comes back negative. Right? So that's the paperwork. Then also here I have the Immunogo HIV antibody test. This is the test that we use. Alright? So again, it's a finger stick test. So what we would have done is we would have stick the person's finger and got a little blood and put it into the sample area. Alright? We'll put a few drops of a wash solution. Then what will happen over a period of 10 minutes will be drawn up into this white window, and then a red line will form next to control. That line just tells us that the test is working properly. What we're really looking for is to see if the line comes up next to test. If the line does, that tells us the test is preliminary positive. If the line doesn't, that means the test is negative. Okay? So the easiest way people remember it is one line means negative, two lines means positive. Okay? And I know that some people may wonder why we always say preliminary positive. And that's because whenever we do a positive with a rapid test, we always do another test with a different type of test called the Western blot. And we call that the confirmatory test. So every positive will always be confirmed with another test. So that's why we always call the first one preliminary positive. Alright? Did you have any questions?
Nope.
Alright.
I want to thank you for joining me today. And everybody should go get tested. Black people, all people but black people. February 7th, National Black HIV/AIDS Awareness Day.